Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video. Today, I'm of course bringing you my content list for the Simpsons Tapped Out, the Cirque de Springfield update, aka the Circus update. So, as I kind of said in my Act 3 and 4 review, my sort of excitement for this update is dwindled really fast. I've really found this update a bit of a sleeper, as Spring King said. Yeah, it's just not been very exciting for me. I can sort of use my critical eye and recognize that this update is good. I still would say it's good. I would label it good. But I think, for me, it just hasn't really captured it. And I feel like it has to do a lot with the characters. So today we're going to be going through all the various different items that we got, the new items that we got in this thing. And we'll also talk about the mystery box and just the update as a whole. And kind of finally wrap up all my opinions on this update as a whole and kind of give it a little review. Questline wise, I think this update was okay. I think the character questlines were pretty weak, but in terms of the actual main questline, it was fine. I didn't hate it. It was very formulaic, very simple, but it still worked quite well. So let's get into the update as a whole and talk about all the various different items, starting with characters. Now, like I said, I think characters really did let this update down a lot. I think I've just been wanting an update with like really great characters, and we haven't had one in so long, and it's so disappointing because this update really doesn't have any great characters, for me at least. So to start off, we have Marguerite. Marguerite, I think, is bad, but she's close to meh. And I think out of the three doppelgangers, we get Marguerite, Burnsome, and the Human Donkey. I think Marguerite is the best of the three. By a little bit, not by much, just by a bit. I don't mind her animations. I think they're okay. I think her questline was fine, like, for the most part. But I just fundamentally don't think, A, they should even exist. They should be costumes if they are to be added, because we've already got Strongman Homer in the game as a costume. But B, I don't even think they're necessary anyway. Like, I don't even think even a costume of these characters is necessary. They don't really have much personality to them. You know, they're not unique like enough. And the Strongman Homer one made sense because A, that was a episode tie-in, and there was like a little mini game behind it, and it was a cool enough. He's the focus of the episode, so it makes sense. The next up we have the Cirque de Pure Ringmaster. Honestly, good character. I think he was the best one of the update for me. He's got really funny animations, a short but sweet quest line. Overall, great character. For what he is, a man dressed in a chicken outfit. I think he was done very well. Burnsome, I think Burnsome is the second best out of the doppelgangers. I would still say bad overall. His animations are, I think they were a bit repetitive, weren't they? I think it was the same thing. I actually forget the second one. I know he has the one with is it a monkey? But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Burnsome. I do remember I was very disappointed with him as well. So yeah, should be a costume, and arguably shouldn't have even bothered being, they shouldn't have even bothered adding it, to be honest. The Ding-a-Ling Ringmaster, mediocre, I think. Not good, not bad, mediocre. If I had to say good or bad, I would say good, but only ever so slightly. Yeah, just very mediocre character. Not really much to him, really. The Human Donkey, bad for sure, terrible. Terrible character, terrible animations, hated it. The Bearded Lady was pretty disappointing as well as a Gilsdale character. Normally Gilsdale characters tend to be quite notable, but she was very forgettable, extremely forgettable in fact. Didn't like her whatsoever, bad character. Scuzzo the Clown, I found very boring, questline boring, animations weren't particularly interesting. Boring character, didn't like him. I mean, he looks cool, that's about it. Mr. McGregor was actually not that bad. I actually really liked Mr. McGregor in terms of his animations and his questline. I would have liked it if Dr. Nick was included in his questline, to be honest. But apart from that, I think he was pretty good. But he's super premium, so I have to say bad. So there we go. That's my review of the characters. Like I said, in terms of like the only great characters in this one is it honestly, and I wouldn't even say great. I think great's too nice of a word, but the only like really good character for me was the Cirque de Pure Ringmaster. The rest, I hated. I honestly hated all of them in some degree. There's some aspect. Mr. McGregor, I'm actually considering saying is the second best character, even though he's super premium, just because the rest of the characters for me were so lacking in any personality, an interesting quest line, really cool animations. Like, I really just didn't like any of them. And that's why I think I wasn't a massive fan of this update. Anyway, costumes. Scuzzo the Clown. This costume was actually pretty good. Oh, sorry, Soggy the Clown. Soggy the Clown for Krusty. Cool enough costume. I would have liked a bit more interesting animations, but yeah, for the most part, it was good. I liked it. I think this is a pretty solid item in the update. So yeah, thumbs up for this one for sure. Buildings. So let's talk about the building. So Marguerite's wagon. First of all, I like this one. Looks fine. It's simple enough. Nothing too complex. There is obviously this dull colour that all of these three things have from that particular episode, but I think they work. When you put them together, it works. So it's not too distracting, so I don't mind it too much. The Ding-a-ling front office, it is just a trailer, but I still think it's a cool enough thing. I don't hate it. I don't love it. You know, there's nothing much more to say. The Hall of Mirrors, I actually love this building a lot. I think it looks really funky. It looks cool, fits really well into the update, makes sense to add. So, yeah, massive thumbs up for this one. The cotton candy stand. I'm fine enough with this. It looks cool. It's simple. You can buy multiple of them, and you know, yeah, there's nothing to really hate on. To be honest, it's cool enough. The Burnson and Bailey Circus is very dull looking, and it is similar to this, but I still think this is cool enough. I think one of these two tents, really should have been free. Like, only one of them should have been premium, to be honest, but what can you do? Burnson and Bailey Circus, though, is cool enough. The Ding-a-ling Bros Circus, though, I really love this one. I think this one's great, so I think probably this was my favourite building. Or that, or the Hall of Mirrors. Nah, probably this. The Carnival Camp, I'd say, is probably the worst out of the bunch. Just a bit generic, you know. It's just more of these trailers kind of together with, you know, a little campsite in the middle. So not a massive fan of this one. It's okay though. And the Ultimate Fighting Zoo, it's pretty cool. I like it. I like the little animation with the beasts fighting in the little glass container here. Do wish it was a bit bigger, but apart from that, it's pretty solid. Decorations. So here's where we get into some really cool stuff. So the circus caravan, I think is fine enough. The circus sign is fine enough. I do wish the fences, I understand that you can just use the festival fences, but I do wish these fences weren't premium. Like, they just gave you all of them for, like, you know, they're all cash, and you could buy multiple of them for free. Well, not for free, but for cash instead of donuts, but whatever. You can just use the festival fences, so I guess it's not too big of a deal, but still. The Amazing Smoking Monkeys, I think, is really awesome. I really like the circus seal. I think, although I kind of would have liked the little NPC, I'm happy enough with the circus seal and the line. I think they're cool. And obviously when you tap the circus seal, you can have different colours. And it's the same with the Ding-a-ling tent. You tap this tent, you get different colours. You've got the animal high wire. Very awesome. Really cool, really grand kind of decoration, but very awesome. The circus cannon, I think, would probably be one of the more disappointing things, just because we have cannons in the game. But it is unique, it is different, so I can't hate on it too much. Circus lion, similar to the seal, I think he changes like poses and stuff, right? Yeah, pretty cool. You have the circus rings, and they have like a little animation where they're running in the thing. Really, really awesome decoration. It's about on par with this. Really, really great animation for sure. Decoration for sure. Circus tent, I think, does this one change colours? I actually forget. I don't think this one does. But this one's cool as well. It's just another sort of variety. But it's cool to get different types of tents, I guess. The slutry sows of the South Seas. Again, yeah, it's just like this, the Smoky Monkeys. Very funny, very cool little decoration. The Tower of Tetanus, this one should be a building. I'm disappointed that this isn't a building. That's my only complaint, really. I think it's probably one of the worst decorations, just because it's a missed opportunity for a building, and there's no reason as to why this should be a decoration instead of a building. So that's disappointing. The Elephant Pyramid is one of the worst things for me. I just think it looks out of place. It looks very clunky. I'm not a massive fan of it, to be honest. And as the final prize, I think it's a bit crappy. And then finally, we have obviously the circus train with the various different train cards. Now, despite it being a bit overpriced, I think, in the Guild deal, I actually really like these. I do wish there was a track for you to put them on, but hey, I think they're cool for what they are. They've got really cool animations when you tap all the different things. So I'm pretty happy enough with this. I just think they're overpriced. And then finally, we have the mystery box. So this was actually a mystery box. So I think this was meant to celebrate the 10-year anniversary. I think that's what they were trying to do with this. I don't know, whatever. But we have our tokens. Obviously, you unlock tokens at the end of. I think you can buy them. Do you unlock them in the prize track? I don't remember if you unlock them in the prize track. But whatever. You have this, and there was a bunch of stuff that was added. So you obviously had the Phineas and Q's Butterfats, Howard's Flowers, Shauna, Madame Chow's with Mindy, the Tunnel of Love, Up and Buffet, Brandine, the Whale, Montgomery Burns State Prison, National Bank of Springfield, Death Mountain with Dr. Colossus, and obviously Dr. Colossus. Crap Solo with Plopper, the Tar Pits with the Petroleus Rex, Beach House, Botanical Garden, Zenith City Times, the Shuttle Hangar, the Space Training Center, the Britannia Casino, Burns Casino, Cletus' Dice Den, Gaming Modes, Homer's House of Cards, Impulse Wedding Chapel, Lucky Casino, Nero's Palace Casino, Springfield Airport, which was so cool to get because apparently that hasn't been like re-added ever. And this is like one of the first times it's been re-added, so that's very cool that they actually added that, as well as the Tourist Information Center. I do wish though they added the runway for the airport, because you can't really build your airport without the runways. And then they added the Reward Center, the KTV building, Bastille, Rad Station Air Fortress, the Coconut Babalu, the Krusty Kraut, the Shishi Lounge, the Hejemi Castle, Royal Tokyo, the Krusty Burger, Filthy Angels Orphanage with Ronaldo, Rio de Janeiro, Slaghold, Zip Zap and Zay with Wendell, Lufter Waffles, the Juvenile Correctional Facility with Jeremy Jailbird, the Refrigeratorium with the Ice Bishop of Beverly Hills, the Juvenile Courthouse with Judge Constance Harm, Moving On with Dr. Hibbett's father, Hard Lad Nightclub with Stoggy, Megachurch with the Patriarch, Canadian Border with Mabel Simpson, Books and Additional Books with Esme Delacroix, Ziff Bouvier Mansion with Marge Ziff, Captain Mordecai's Boat with Captain Mordecai, Ziff Wedding Home with Robot Marge. So, a lot of stuff that was hasn't been added before. I know for me personally, in my newer town, there was quite a bit of stuff, but all the casino stuff was all new as well, because a lot of the casino stuff wasn't added in during the Northward Bound. They added a bit of it, but not all of it. So yeah, very cool. I think the mystery box was pretty decent. So overall, what are my opinions on this update? Well, I think it was an okay update. I like I said, I think in terms of the characters, I think it was very disappointing. But then in terms of the decorations and buildings, it was very cool. I think a lot of those decorations and a lot of the buildings are really, really awesome. So yeah, take what you will. Tell me your thoughts on it. I'm about done. I've got a terrible cold and I keep coughing, so I'm going to have to cut it here. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.